Greetings from the void. My name is Nullamore, which means unlovable. And this is Journey Through Miro. And these are my boys who are making the journey. Say hi, boys.
Hello.
We are currently down a boy because he is a job searching, but these boys can still introduce themselves.
Can I though? Can I really? Uh, Hi, I'm Steven the Stowell, also known as the Timekeeper, on my YouTube channel, where I DM the Tomes of Time and also create various side projects, like a short film I just made that's in theme with spooky season.
Lovely. I am. You want to introduce your character?
And you be happy to tell.
Bam. I am at Dale Jitsu on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. My pronouns are he, him, but I weigh in as a they. And I play the role of Isaiah Yeager, Magus extraordinaire.
What does that even mean?
Means that probably got to cut back on the calories a little bit.
Oh, you're saying you weigh enough for multiple.
So, we have the map this time. And who would like to give me a recap of the last session?
Terrible things happened. Yip Yap experienced a scary forest and ink face man. And then his friend was Little Help and he got plastered while Isaiah continued to examine his old school and realized that everyone else got out of the shadow realm of mirrors. And Yip Yap started recounting things potentially correctly to some people. And then they went to bed.
Yep. We got out of the shadow realm, by the way. I think that happened last time.
I said that.
Inspiration for Yip Yap. And with that, we are going to quickly, because I don't know if we went through the motions during the last session, but everyone did go to bed after leveling up. And I guess we can say that Isaiah is the first one up. So what are you up to? You had a nice, decent night.
I did. It was quite decent. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to wake up, start rummaging through books, do the usual check on Sylvester and the egg, see if there's anything of note going on. Prepare my spells for the day and head downstairs for breakfast.
Awesome. And since Balgroth is not here currently, I will just say that he just kind of does the same. But with Yip Yap, who is still asleep upstairs in the room and bed that Isaiah kind of just placed him in, so he would go to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yip Yap, you find yourself on a cliffside, a rather familiar one. You're overlooking the dark forests of what was once your home, and then you can see beyond that the forbidden mountain range where there is a war going on that you know of. And beside you, kind of feeling more like a shadow rather than a full presence, is something else that is familiar. And you hear next to you, I feel like I've failed you, Yip Yap. It's a very sad voice. And when you turn to face the speaker, you find only the skeletal remains of a dragon head. kind of looking out over the cliffside as it lays in the sand next to you.
You looked a lot more intact last time I had a dream of you.
Its head kind of moves slowly up and down as it speaks through jagged teeth. I felt a lot more intact when last we spoke, but I can't help but feel disconnected in a way that I never really wanted to.
I mean, I don't blame you.
I have made things. I've tried making guardians, and I've tried watching over you myself, but I've yet to succeed at protecting my creations. They all seem to just slip through my claws like the sand that I put you all in.
Yeah. Sand is pretty coarse, rough, and everywhere. It's irritating.
I wanted something better for my creations. I wanted to do something that the others weren't really doing. I wanted to be present, to watch you grow and thrive. And I'm only reminded every day that you are very fragile creatures that I have made. And I feel guilty. Perhaps I could have made you stronger if I had more help. Or if I had only made one species rather than the many I have brought onto this land.
Well, maybe when Fossil grows up and becomes you, I can help you.
What?
Fossil?
Roll for acid in the brain.
Right. Right.
I can help you next time.
Next time. A next time would be nice.
I'm gonna find him.
I'm not worried about that. I know you'll do it. And you'll be so good at it. And maybe I can help you. I've been pondering over this thought, rolling it back and forth.
Yeah?
It would be very different for you.
Huh. I don't know what normal is anymore.
I suppose that's fair. Well, if you agree. And you watch as the head is kind of lifted up as if it were being held aloft by an invisible neck. And you watch as it kind of moves to float over the precipice in front of you, to face you directly. I have always been particular with my creations. I have tried to give them power. I want them to not just survive, but to thrive. And I've seen my creations take this gift of mine to garner war with each other, or manifest greed and gluttony in their souls, and that is not what I wanted for my creations.
Oh, yep, feels bad now.
I thought you liked those things. I did this for you.
These are a few of my favorite things.
And I have seen them buried by the creations of others. But I can do one last thing. I can give you a gift. A chance to fix my place in the pantheon among the others.
Yeah.
You watch as the empty sockets, they start to spark and kind of glow with these miniature like balls of fire, and the jaw unhinges to drop at like a right angle to reveal a vortex of multicolored flame, and it leaps out at you, surrounding you and enveloping your body in this cascade of fire. And the voice continues to speak. You can't quite make out the skull anymore as the fire kind of makes its way beneath your scales while kind of basically muting out all your other surroundings. All of my creations hold flickers of my flame. Some garner that strength sooner than others. Some it lays dormant for their whole existence. And now I will bring it forth in you. And you feel this warmth beneath your skin that you kind of always knew was there, but now it fully demands your attention. And it continues. My blood, my ichor, flows through your veins. Use it well. And then the flames grow brighter and brighter until they snuff out and your vision goes dark. And rather than the warmth of the flames you felt beneath your skin and over top your scales, you now feel just the confined warmth of several blankets that you have been wrapped up in. And the small bit of heat that your pseudo-dragon gives off curled beneath your cloaks and against your chest as you start to awake in this room with the sun flowing its light through a window.
One bloodshot eye opens at a time as there's just a massive headache going on. Oh. Fossil kind of shoves up my flask, knowing what I want. I kind of. Oh. I push the covers off and get my stuff squared away.
Hmm.
Is there any stuff for me to pilfer from? Is there a nightstand for this bed?
Yes, there is a rustically made nightstand next to it that only holds a small kind of leather-bound book with a the symbol of kind of like it's a sun that has a crescent moon inside of it, embedded into the leather cover.
I'm going to yoink that.
Okay. Yip cannot read, so you don't have to know what's inside of it. There are no pictures.
A bomb?
No pictures.
There's no pictures, no.
Humans are so boring.
Right. And you also wanted something to happen with this after that dream. So. Yes, you did. We agreed on this.
We agreed on this. That's
We agreed on
different. That's different.
Mhm.
That's different.
After you fully get yourself awake and you grab the book and you kind of have, you don't have much stuff. All of your items are pretty much always on your person.
Yep.
You immediately teleport through the floor into the tavern.
Oh, drinky time. I go over and I ordered ale.
The bartender dwarf who just saw you kind of pop in and out or pop into existence, just kind of in the middle of his tavern, looks at you like, "Oh, okay." He just kind of he recognizes you because there's not many kobolds.
Right.
So
I did buy a whole bunch of. I did buy like 10 gold worth of liquor from him last night.
and you also got your flask refilled, and didn't you want to order like a keg or something?
I believe. I've certainly wanted to. We'll say I arranged for that.
All right, so he kind of looks at you and he's like, "Well, I can't tell if you're more sober or not after sleeping, but you did pay for it, so I do have that keg ready for, I guess, to be put on your wagon whenever you're ready to go.
Okay.
Did you want any food?"
You have any raw fish?
Actually, I might, because we don't really like. We have a farmer, but we kind of import all of our food. We might have gotten some fish this week. Let me go check in the pantry, and you drink this. And he kind of like pushes over like just a wooden cup of milk as he goes through a door into the pantry. All right, Isaiah, what are you doing?
What, did I just notice Yip Yap teleport into the room?
So, as you had gone downstairs to eat breakfast, I would say that this is Yip Yap wakes up late. So this is like a little while later. Balgrath has already left to kind of put together the wagon while you eat and kind of face the world another day. And you don't see it, but you can hear something drop onto a table, and then you just hear Yip Yap.
Interesting. All right.
I'd like to think the Enderman teleport sound was involved.
Okay.
You know what? I never actually looked in that packet that the fake Chamberlain gave me. Are there actually pictures of my family in there?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a manila folder type thing where it has like a string wrapped around two bits that keep it closed, and you open it up and yeah, it is a lot of pictures that you once really only ever saw in frames around your house. There are a few ones that you notice specifically are missing, like ones that nothing specific, but like some scattered ones of memories that you had but aren't in pictures anymore. There are pictures of everyone in your family. There's group photos, like photos of the brothers, the sisters, the parents, just basic stuff. There's a picture specifically, like one of those like collage picture photos, where it has each of the children going to their first day at the academy, and then it has you aren't the youngest, but you are like second to last, the second to last to go.
Gotcha. Wait, I'm sorry. What was the occasion again? I couldn't hear the part of it.
It's kind of like a collage of all of your first days at the academy.
Oh, first days. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'm glad to have this. Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, I guess I'll go downstairs. And I'll order some breakfast. Or I've already eaten at this point.
I could say that you're still in the middle of your meal when Yip Yap shows up.
That's fine, yeah. Good morning, Yip Yap.
Oh, hey, Zach. Ooh,
Oh, I see it's that time already.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, what is 5 o'clock anyways?
What are you talking about? The world is flat. It's the same time everywhere.
I thought... But if it's flat, then how do hills exist?
It's relatively flat. Like in Arkansas. It's all relative.
I don't care who the planet's related to.
Yes. But think about it. If it weren't flat, you would fall off.
I don't know. I've been on Balgrow's shoulders. He's very bulky.
I won't tell him you said that. So you sleep well?
Sorta. Yeah. You
Mhm.
kind of, when you drink and you sleep, it's kind of a,
I see. So you
it's
figured
like
you
a
get
chance
started
to
early.
it's like a chance to finally stop remembering the depressing past you have. Anyways,
That doesn't sound ideal. But terrible coping mechanisms aside,
huh.
what did you experience when we were spirited away the other day?
Well, there was this weird mask-faced man and a big animal. No, maybe that's something else. I think he was my friend. Anyways, it was weird. There was like a forest and a snake, and I told you about the ink face man. I told you what happened.
Interesting. Well, it's just strange to me that that would happen and then suddenly everyone would be freed. I wonder if
I
something
mean,
occurred in our absence of import.
hey, God told me I was pretty important last night, so.
Right. Yip Yap, is your God in the room with us right now?
Yip Yap looks at Fossil, looks back. Maybe.
Isaiah looks at Fossil, looks at Yip Yap, and
Yip
rolls
Yap.
his eyes internally.
Yip Yap, or Fossil is just drinking the last dregs of milk out of the cup.
It takes all the self-control in the world not to have my familiar accidentally kill yours.
Ooh, it's like a dog fight.
Like a Pokemon battle.
Yeah.
Mine could be a rat, and I could cast Shocking Grasp through it.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Roadkill.
Well, I suppose we should get going.
I mean, I'm waiting on. Yip Yap blinks one eye at a time. The guy to bring food, I think, and a keg.
Oh, and a keg. That's what it was. Yes.
I mean, I could really go for some raw fish.
As you say that, the guy comes back out of the pantry and hops up onto a stool that he uses to look over the counter and puts a kind of wooden bowl in front of you that has just a fish in it. And he's like, I have this. That'll be 2 gold.
Before he's even done, Yip Yap started devouring the thing and coughs up the 2 gold. Not literally cough up, I know that's my sense of humor, but...
It's like Rico from Penguins of Madagascar.
I watched that on my flight.
Oh, the actual movie or Madagascar?
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
What?
As he kind of like takes the gold and the rest of the food away, he like pushes up his sleeves to like just kind of throw away the food. And you both notice that he has a tattoo of words you can't read on his left hand. And he just kind of like shucks the bones away and starts cleaning out the bowl.
Nice hand, man. What's it say?
You say that to him?
Should I?
I don't know. Like, if you want to, yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah.
He kind of looks up and he's like, huh? Oh, it's a verse, you know. Well, I don't know if you know, but
Like in poetry?
yeah, something like that.
Oh. There once was a lanolin from Stixer.
Am I able to read his tattoo or no?
Can you read deep speech?
I'm going to go 50-50. Can I read deep speech?
Who tried to
I
drink
can read deep speech,
Are you
yes.
serious?
who tried to drink a big mixer?
I have 6,000 IQ. I can read, okay?
So, since you can read deep speech, which I didn't know you could do, such a specific language to have on your character. So is that what? Isaiah can read Common, Elvish, and Deep Speech?
And Draconic.
And Draconic, okay. So you can see that it says, blessed ground grows blessed crops, which you did not really have a religious study class at your school. So you don't know if that's from something specific or if that's something that's just special to him.
Interesting. All right.
Are you boys fixing to get anything else? Or are y'all fixing to get out of town?
The keg is in the wagon.
I can carry it over there. I just want to make sure that y'all have everything. Isaiah, are you really leaving so soon?
We were just initially passing through, and then we had the issue of the attempt on our lives. But outside of that, yes. It's very sad what happened in my family's estate, but they're not here, and yeah, I wasn't really intending to pass through anyway. Is there a reason to stay?
Well, this is your home. I don't know. I've always been connected to.
No, I understand. It's I am on business. So I have some things that are unattended to. I did not come here because I was done anything.
You got a job?
I do.
What is it?
I'm currently working as a I suppose you might call it a bounty hunter. I'm looking for a lost person.
What's a job?
How do you have money? The dwarf just kind of like dries his hands off as he kind of like, all right, so little Isaiah became a bounty hunter. I don't think any of us saw that coming.
Well, it's always nice to field test what you learn in school.
Well, there's lots of ways you could have done that, though. A lot of wizards that graduate from there either go off to be curators or librarians or kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes they just buy a tower and stay in that for a long time. I don't know what that's about, though.
I sort of just give like a slightly too big grin. Well, you're not supposed to test fireballs out in libraries.
Well, I guess you have a point there, but most don't, I would assume.
Well, I'm very devoted to science,
Right.
he said. Yes.
Is that one of the gods? Science?
It's a method. It means I need to test every single spell.
It's a meth head? Well, I think that's a very rude thing to call a god.
Well, I figure if a god can get slain, but I mean, well, anyway, Yip Yap, let's be off. It is a
Yip
pleasure
Yap.
being back. I hope to return someday, and perhaps with my family at some point, depending on what's happened to them.
Well, yeah, it would be nice if you found them, or
Yes.
come back, or I don't know where they went off to. But yep, your big kind of greenish friend got some food for y'all, and I
Excellent.
get that keg carried around to the cart for you. I don't know how you're gonna drink it. It's bigger than you actually, but I guess
That's the
you'll find
point.
a way.
Yeah.
Life finds a way. Yip Yap tried to get off the stool. He tries very carefully to properly step on the rungs, but he still manages to somehow slip and face plant right on the floor.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, let's be off. Always a pleasure. I'll see you soon, I hope.
As do I. Have a nice day now.
Mm-hmm. May your crops be always blessed.
Isaiah, you must be learning new magics. I've seen two of you.
Isaiah grins, and he casts mirror image on himself.
Oh no.
Ooh, 4! What a wonderful spell you've discovered.
Yes. Well, Yip Yap. It's it's something that I've been working on for quite a while. I'm glad to see it's working.
I feel powerful too. Like, really, really warm. It's weird.
Yip Yap, please don't pee yourself inside.
We got you a litter box.
Hey, I've come a long way since I was 2, okay?
How old are you, Yip Yap?
Enough. My hands,
Why are you shaking your hands?
they feel weird. And as he touches them together, they morph. They morph into a little dragon head as the jaws open, and the effect of flaming hands sprays out in a safe direction.
Every creature in a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw.
When you say safe direction, you mean away from everything, right?
Maybe not things that are non-flammable. Generally, magic fire doesn't catch.
We can say, for the sake of...
It literally says the fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that are not being worn or carried. I will counterspell you if you don't calm down right now.
So, I guess I gotta roll dex saves for some people.
Yep, yeah.
Oh no.
No. No.
What's the spell save? The spell save is 0? Oh, okay, this is easy then.
Oh, gosh.
Let's just take that for now.
How? I mean, I believe it. Don't get me wrong, but wow.
Why did they not tie to my spell save DC?
Maybe because you did it manually. I don't know.
Yeah,
No, it's because I have no. It's because the thing doesn't have a spell casting ability selected for me.
Oh.
Yep. We'll keep it at 0, though.
Yeah, we'll say for this moment and this moment only of you casting this, it is just a light show. Nothing catches, no one is hurt. Although you do scare the hell out of everyone in the tavern.
All right, I say, collaring Yip Yap, we're leaving now.
Just everyone watching you with wide eyes.
It was Kiriga. It became Kiriga. I've scritched behind those horns.
Yip Yap, I would expect a god, living or dead, could do better than that. Now get up before you get in trouble.
Yep. Can you roll a D100, please?
Ooh, I'm touching him.
94.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Congratulations, Yip. You are now a medium-sized creature. As Isaiah is carrying you. I guess, were you a medium-sized or were you a small-sized? I know you're 2 feet.
I should be small.
Okay, we'll just say you're, because I don't want huge-sized Yip in tavern. We'll say you're about the size of a short dragonborn.
What's going on?
Oh. Yip.
Uh-huh.
Why is your magic behaving so erratically?
And I'm like at least twice as tall, and my voice is weird.
You got an accent there too.
Still, you're so much smaller. Oh, my baby boy.
Yip.
You're supposed to be getting bigger, not smaller.
Yip.
What?
Go to the car.
Oh, you got shorter.
Feeling a fireball coming on right now.
Isaiah, I think the world is shrinking. We have to tell Balgroth. You know he'll get self-conscious about his height.
And
He's still shorter than I am now, right?
I said short dragonborn. I don't remember how tall Isaiah is.
I don't either.
Either way, Yip reverts back to his original size now.
I like it just shrinks in the air and he just falls.
Yeah, cartoon logic, of course.
Oh, back to normal. Okay. Once again, Yip saves the day.
See, I am enabling this, but it's so funny.
Isaiah looks down, thinking, this hand could be casting so many magic missiles right now. It would be so easy.
Yes.
No one would know.
So, you both head outside after saying your goodbyes and whatever the heck happened with Yip. And you find Balgroth just kind of standing next to the wagon. He's having some idle chat with one or two of the residents of the town. When he sees you two approaching, he kind of waves to the cart, indicating that most stuff is inside. Isaiah, you might have had to go get your own stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah. But other than that, everything is in the cart. And once y'all are close enough, Balgroth just kind of sits up in the driver's seat and gets the Timberwolves up and moving. Before y'all...
It's too late to apologize. Mm-hmm. Hey. All right. Well, I guess we'll... So, do we know where are we going to the town that starts with an M?
Yes.
Okay.
That is your final destination.
It's not Mistral, is it? Is it Mistral?
Miro.
Miro, that's it, okay.
Miro Street up.
All right.
Yeah. So, you all head out on your way, leaving the town as the Timberwolves, they kind of creak as they stand up, shaking off kind of leaves that have died in their sleep, would have been replaced with new ones. And some kids had been nearby, kind of petting the wolves, but they're now, pulled away by their parents as the wolves get up and start moving. And you all leave Colebrook. And there's just kind of, a comfortable silence with just the sound of the Timberwolves walking along a dirt path that has been traversed many, many times by many, many wagons. And they head off to Miro, where they know where to go. And even though Balgroth doesn't really have to lead them, technically, he's still just kind of sitting up front, keeping an eye out, basically. And you two are sat in the back, half of which, space-wise, is kind of being taken up by those crates that Old Man Blink gave you way back when.
I remember.
And
I remember when I lost my mind.
at the other end of the wagon is Isaiah's octopus has once again figured out how to take the top off of its tank and is now reaching the tentacles up to try and grab Gary Cortez out of his little hammock net as he kind of swings back and forth with the motion of the wagon. Hey, get that away from me. What is
Perhaps
that?
I could Full Metal Alchemist meld them together into a skull octopus hybrid.
I don't want that near me. It looks weird. Get it
That
away.
would be terrible. Never mind.
I know those creatures don't have bones. I don't like it.
That's fair.
Yip Yap's gonna pull out his monocle and comprehend languages, the new book he got.
So yeah. You're surprised to find, maybe not so surprised, I don't know how vigilant you are normally, but the book fits pretty well in your claws. Like it was made for someone with small hands to read. And it appears to be handwritten. And roll insight to see how much of it you actively take in.
Oh no, roll for ADHD.
So what you can tell this book to be is it seems to be a story about how the sun and the moon were created.
So you attack the sun and you attack the moon.
And it has various other stories branching off. From what you can understand, because this, even though you can read, this book has some kind of flowery language in it that Yip Yap probably wouldn't know the connotation of. But it seems to be a story about the sun and the moon. They had a child who then created Miro.
Oh, this is like legit. I was just picturing, I was headcanoning that this is just like a children's book that Yip Yap is taking way too seriously because it's above his reading level.
Fair assumption.
And while you're reading it, Yip Yap notices that it does reference the sun multiple times, but there's no mention of Kiriga or any other names that he's kind of learned, like the Radiance or the Tellurian. It's just these three characters for the majority of the book.
Interesting. I wonder when the sun dies.
Does it die in the book?
No.
Yip Yap, why are you under the impression that the sun dies?
Because it does. Duh.
While I will accept the explanation that I'm the one who saved the sun, you understand it didn't die when you thought it would.
No, it did. I was underground, and then I was above ground, and there was the sun.
I was above ground the whole time because I didn't get kidnapped. And the sun never actually went away.
How do you know?
Because I was there, I saw it.
Whatever.
Now, what, Yip Yap, tell me, what is a more palatable reality to you? That your God did not give the sun life each year, or that I gave the sun life when your God could not?
I have to kill you as a usurper god.
Do you think you could kill a god, Yip Yap?
Have you heard my freaking backstory, man? That is really insensitive.
So you're telling me that the hardest thing in your life that you had to live through was seeing a god killed, and you want to go and do it again?
Well, no offense,
Yip
but
Yap,
you're
let me tell you about perpetuating cycle. Let me tell you something about this concept called perpetuating the cycle.
on the scale of how trauma it would be, killing you would be kind of low,
See,
honestly.
that's a very low empathy response, Yip Yap. You have to learn to understand how other people might feel about things and not just yourself. I read about this once in a book.
I don't remember if I've ever had human.
I've had kobold. It's not bad. Orc to orc, let me tell you. Pure-blooded orc.
You know, goblin is good with the right seasoning.
Rather stringy for me, but to each their own.
Mm.
Now, lizard folk, that I can get behind.
I prefer fish.
The fish is all right. In any case, I'm hungry, and he takes a quick bite of food.
I thought you were gonna say he takes a quick bite of Yip Yap.
So, yeah, it's a pretty peaceful kind of trek through. Let me change this. It is a peaceful enough kind of way until it starts to rain. And it starts raining a lot. Not torrential, but it's more than Balgroth can deal with, so he climbs inside. And you can hear the rain kind of pattering around you as puddles fill up the path around you.
That's it's unfortunate.
I like a good rain.
Rain means flooding. Flooding, not good for kobolds who live in a cave.
Can you two roll perception, please? Okay. So, you both notice this kind of... There's, like, thunder happening above. And you can see flashes of lightning off in the distance. But in between the thunder, there's not much. There is another sound that is coming from above you. And it sounds about as far away as thunder does, and it sounds about as deep and kind of rolling as thunder does. But it's not thunder. It sounds like... For Yip Yap and maybe Isaiah, you might know what this sounds like. It sounds like something has, I guess, yelled or growled inside of a cave, and that has echoed a lot before exiting the cave.
Is there a go?
Would you like to investigate this, Yip Yap?
Do I look like a bird?
You've got feet.
Feet don't fly.
What do we need? Why do we need to fly for this?
It's coming from the clouds, can't you hear?
It sounds like a cave.
It sounds rumbly. Okay, it's coming from up there.
Is there a clear directionality to it?
It sounds above you.
Interesting.
I mean, unless there's like a rumbly stowaway in our cave.
I suppose I could have you fly up and check if you'd like. Do you want to?
Fossil, go. Fossil jumps out the window and flies.
I guess I'll shoot my crow up too.
All right.
You're gonna shoot up your crow? Whoa, what do you do to you?
Heroin.
Your familiars fly up. Are you both looking through their eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's obviously, like, it takes them a while as rain is kind of pelting down. There's nothing really like in the viewable sky, they get up to the clouds and kind of get inside of the dark shadows overlapping each other with rain coming from like all around them, given how the currents and stuff work. And there's a flash of lightning, and through your familiar's eyes, within the clouds, there's a lot, are moving shapes that look serpentine in nature. None of them have any wings. They look like just snakes or like salamanders. Some of them have legs. And they're kind of flitting around. None of them within this flash of lightning are close enough to make out specific details, but you can tell that there's a lot of them.
Fossil's wings retract and he dive bombs as my vision resumes and he comes back in. Yeah. That's a lot. That's scary.
I'm going to keep the crow up there for a while, just observing. Are they fighting each other?
So more flashes of lightning kind of happen intermittently, and you see 3 more flashes of what's around you as they're kind of like intermingling. None of them seem to be colliding with each other. It seems like they're all conducting this sort of movement that matches the way the air is moving through the clouds, so that none of them collide, but they're all kind of intertangling around each other.
Now, when you say intertangling, like, are they like touching and slithering, or are they like just looping paths?
They're like looping around each other.
Gotcha. Do they seem to be causing the storm?
Roll an insight. It is really hard to tell if they are creating or helping with this storm in any way. But you can tell through watching them that none of them are dipping beneath the clouds enough to where they would not be completely shrouded in cloud. And sometimes the way the rain kind of redirects matches with some of their movements.
Well, I guess I'll bring the crow back down and continue on. They don't seem hostile towards us, so.
With that, we are going to take a short break. Back to it. And yeah, it's kind of raining. You guys left, we'll say, around midday. And this rain kind of came out of nowhere. You already went through it. You already tried looking around. The Timberwolves keep pulling you through. And eventually, they kind of move onto this part of the path that splits off.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Is there stone in that henge?
So they come to this part where they have to start walking around this is a circle of stones. I don't know the word I was trying to find. And you guys can see it pretty clearly. I mean, you have the there's like cutouts on the tarp that allow you to see outside. And can you both roll a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Stonehenge, how could you? The password is password.
Oh, okay, you're good, you're good.
Because I knew the
Probably.
password.
So, as the wagon is being pulled along, and the wolves kind of sniff around as they walk through, there's like a patch of fog that is settled over this part of the path specifically. Yep. From your dream and the kind of previous conversation you had with Isaiah, you start kind of ruminating on thoughts of those adventurers and what they did to your family and to Kiriga. And Isaiah, while it kind of in your head, you just start thinking about a lot of the stuff you didn't like about the academy. You didn't like that anyone never took you seriously, and you didn't you didn't like how pompous some of the teachers and other students were. And you just start kind of lingering on those thoughts. Yip Yap, can you roll another wisdom saving throw, please? Within the circle, which y'all are kind of here, within the circle, you start seeing, in that kind of dark haze settled around it, you see figures moving around. First, it seems like they're fighting, like humanoids fighting each other. But as you watch and as you kind of fester on these thoughts, it starts looking more like humans attacking kobolds. And then the features kind of become clearer as you start to fully recognize the people that ruined your life.
Yip Yap stands facing them.
I don't see anything, right?
No, you just kind of see the haze.
He jumps
Yip.
into the center.
Yip Yap!
Out the wagon. Okay. Once you're off the wagon, the wolves stop automatically. And just
What are you doing?
As you run
I think he
through,
froze away.
you're running through these people.
Ghost? Who stole my kill? Who stole my kill? These were mine! These were mine to kill! Stupid ghosts, I'll find your graves and I'll dig you back up!
Yip Yap, what are you doing out there?
They're here! They're here!
Yip Yap, there's nobody here.
Don't you see them? This guy in the stupid hat. This guy, the instrument.
Do I see them?
No, but roll a wisdom saving throw. Yep, they're still moving around you.
Yip's trying everything. He's biting, he's chewing, cobalt fire.
Isaiah, you do start to see figures. But they're not like what Yip describes. The figures you recognize the outfits more than specific faces and features. They're all wearing the uniform of Utexan. And they're all just kind of like pointing at you. And you hear laughter.
How real do they look?
Aside from not fully being able to focus on the faces, they look like they're actually standing in the fog.
Yip Yap, do you see those people in uniforms?
Yeah, they're stupid adventure uniforms. What's a uniform?
Is Yip Yap slashing at his people, like, also causing him to go through the people I see?
With the way that Yip Yap's moving, he hasn't walked through the people you see. They're kind of standing at the center of the circle while Yip Yap is chasing phantoms around the kind of rim of the circle.
Students, identify yourselves.
They laugh louder, kind of condescendingly.
I would like to detect magic.
Enchantment magic. Kind
Is
of
it-
low-level enchantment magic.
Is it coming from any particular point?
As you focus on it, it's kind of emanating in this area, in this like fork in the path in general.
Interesting. I'm going to get out of the cart and go into the circle and see if there's anything in the center of it.
As you walk up to the people, because they are standing in the center, the faces start to become a little bit clearer, and you recognize them as peers from when you went to Strixhaven. And these were the people that kind of were the not the popular kids, like they were the student council. They were the smartest and the best of the school. And you have some memories of them kind of taunting you because of your family. And as you're kind of walking through the haze of everything, you see that the stones, and the one that's kind of in the center, the one that they're standing in front of, is not much taller than the ones around it. You could probably step up on top of it. But it looks like it used to... Roll a history check.
All right, history.
It looks like it was placed here intentionally.
The stone?
Yes.
Does it have markings on it?
Roll an investigation due to the rain and the fog messing up your vision.
Gonna bring Mr. Crow over.
Mm-hmm. So your bird acts as like a hat to keep rain off of your eyes, and you kind of peer closely while these figures laugh around you and taunt you. And you see that it reads, the words have been long faded out with time and erosion to the stone, but you can kind of make out the beginnings of whatever this dedication used to be. It says, dedicated to, and there's some messed up words that are blurred into each other. But the word fallen men kind of appears later on. And then near the end of this sort of just a couple sentences is the word massacre.
Mm.
Isaiah, what are you doing? Help me fight these people.
Yep, I think they're illusory.
Well, I know they're losers. Tell me something I don't know.
They're not real people, Yip. They're fake.
Well, I think they're monsters too, but, you know.
They're just pictures.
Yep, can you roll another wisdom save? You are not capable, even more so than normal, to not listen to reason. And the more Isaiah kind of tells you to stop, you notice the figures you're chasing, their leader like disappears for a second. And then when you look over where Isaiah's voice is coming from, he looks like the leader of the adventurers.
Oh, no.
I see you, vile wizard. I see
What did you
your
call me?
rare magics. Your
What?
trickery. Call me with my own friend's voice. My own comrade. I'm not afraid.
Yip. Calm yourself right now.
Why, if only I could reach out and Yip casts Kiriga Touch. Wait, is that the right one? Yeah. And a skeletal dragon hand comes up and tries to grab you.
Okay, mage armor.
Also, the spell save DC, or
I think you still
spell
have to
save.
make the save.
Why is it doing it this way?
Why did it not
I'm
post
trying to-
Yip Yap spell save DC, which is
It did.
9.
Oh no, never mind. I thought it did.
Or no, is it a ranged attack?
Why is mage
Make a
armor
ranged
popping
spell
up?
attack. So does 8 beat your AC?
That's super weird. Does 8 beat my AC?
Yes.
No.
He's been spamming mage armor. In the
I don't. Well, it's not showing correctly, and you can. For some reason, it's giving. Yeah, it's not working right. But whatever. So, Yip Yap, calm down. I say as I bat it out of the way.
Lies, deception.
Yip Yap, don't make me do this. Calm down.
You ruined my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, call out to your god. You killed mine.
Yip Yap, I didn't kill your god. And let's be honest, if we were dealing with a real god, I don't think a party of low-class adventurers would be able to kill it.
Now you're just oil lamping me.
I mean, are you still attacking me?
Do you want me to?
I'm asking Steven.
Okay. I don't. Yip Yap is just menacing slowly towards you.
Oh boy.
like gets down on all fours and starts scurrying.
All first, he pulls out a mink coat, a raccoon skin cap,
Oh.
a slipper made from a beaver pelt. Just one. Surrender, and I'll give you a proper death.
Absolutely not, Yip Yap. Calm yourself right now.
No.
Yip Yap, how would I know your name if I was one of the adventurers?
Because they're...
Yip
Because they
Yap,
know
I
things.
am the person you've been traveling with as part of the Hands of Vengeance. I saved the sun while you were sleeping. I saved you from the changelings and Balgroth. It's me.
Tell me
You're
something.
being tricked right now.
Tell me something only you would know.
You have a terribly bastardized version of the magic missile spell. Your pseudo-dragon's name is Fossil, and I attacked him the other day and hit you psychically because of it.
Steven, roll a wisdom save with advantage.
Uh.
Steven, the ones running around you and like attacking your family are still kind of there, but you watch as the image kind of flickers in and out with Isaiah, and he starts to look like Isaiah again.
If you are really dead, I hope you rot. Yip Yap walks out of the circle. Once Yip Yap's out of the circle, he starts drinking.
Isaiah, roll a wisdom saving throw as Yip Yap kind of makes his way back to the wagon. After you kind of get Yip Yap, at least not fully to his senses, but away from the circle, you kind of look back at it and... Ooh. Okay, you look back at it for a second, and my thing glitched. I got worried. And for a second, that darkness kind of folds in on itself, and you just see a lot of eyes looking at you from within the fog until it dissipates, and you just see the path beyond.
I'm going to walk to the center of the circle, and I'm going to cast this spell.
Nothing really changes. The hazy fog kind of remains. The rain doesn't stop. For a second, What's the range on this thing? Yeah, for a second, you see kind of the lights in the eyes of the Timberwolves flicker, but it quickly goes back to normal.
You almost killed our wolves.
Interesting. Well, I can't seem to figure out what's going on here. Let's just be off. And I take out the locust meter and I ask it, well, do I know which way Miro is?
Well, once you're back in the wagon, the wolves just start walking again. And as far as you can tell, they seem to know where they're going.
Interesting. Well, that was a diversion. Yep. You can't be that controlled by your hatred for these people. We could have gotten severely hurt.
You want to say that again in small?
If you hate too much, you get hurt too. And me and Balgroth.
Nah.
Yes. What if that had been dangerous?
I was hoping it was going to be dangerous.
What if you had stabbed me?
Unacceptable loss.
Some of you may die. That's a sacrifice I will make.
I think my crow is going to peck him on the head, but he's going to peck him with a little bit of oomph behind it.
Oh no. Oh no.
As you do that. Actually, no, I don't think I could bolster. Ooh, I couldn't bolster my AC enough for that.
Pick!
12 lightning damage.
Oh my goodness! The
Where's my
lightning, look
armor
out.
keep not being... There we go. I have a shield.
But you can't use shields. You're a rogue.
I may not be proficient in them.
Well, if you're not proficient, you don't get the bonus. It really stinks. Otherwise, I'd walk around in plate armor and take a penalty. Of course, then I couldn't cast spells, and that would really stink too. I'm a wizard that can't cast spells. That'd be a character. Peck. Anyway, oh my goodness! You shouldn't say such shocking things, Yip Yap.
I didn't, though.
I can feel the static. What do you mean acceptable losses?
You did shocking, guys.
Are,
Ow. I should kill you for that.
I'm literally over here.
Yeah?
What do I have to do with this? Listen,
That bird is
Balgroth
yours,
and I
right?
are not Balgroth and I are not acceptable losses.
You know, stabbing you wouldn't instantly kill you. You've been hurt a lot.
Okay, but you
You've lost a
specifically
little
said
bit of blood.
losses. You specifically said losses as though I were dead, as though I'd been lost.
It's a good loss. It's a good campfire story.
Isaiah decides to not cast Fireball.
How did the self-preservation?
I would be fine.
No, what?
Yeah.
Do you have careful spell?
I am an evocation wizard, so I have sculpt spells.
Oh.
Yeah. You see, the truth is you've been in my genjutsu this entire time. Have you ever seen that
I know what
video?
that means, and that sounds weird.
Have you ever seen like the series of like it's about Iron Man, Tony Stark. Tony learns from his mistakes.
Okay, with that, we are going to end the episode here. As of right now, in terms of like the month, we will not be having a session next week, and we are not having a session on Halloween either.
Okay.
But the week after next, we should be able to have a session.
Week after next. Hang on. Let me see. Is Halloween a Tuesday?
Halloween is a Tuesday, yeah.
I see. Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, so we're not doing it on the 9th. We are on the 16th, or the 17th and the 24th, but not the
Yep.
31st. Okay, cool.
For now, that is the plan. And yep, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Boy.